let's look at some basic research and try and figure out how do we actually pay for this $379 trillion that President Obama and this Congress have planned to spend in 2012. By the way, that's $10.4 billion a day that we got to live on. Just think about it. America has to live on $10 billion a day, and we're borrowing more than $4 billion of that every single day just to stay afloat. Now, according to Iowa Hawk, the only thing more evil to a liberal than a rich person is a rich corporation. So he takes those two corporations that he thinks most people that are liberal consider to be the most evil, which is ExxonMobil and Walmart, and he says, forget the high taxes. Let's just take every single penny of their combined 2011 global profits. That's $46.7 billion. Now, if we spend all of their profits, it only gets us from midnight on January 1st to 12:45 p.m. on January 5th. That's after taking the profits, all of them, global profits, the two largest corporations in the world. So that's not too impressive. So he starts to say, let's look at this deeper. Let's take every single penny of profit, every penny that comes from the other 498 companies on the Fortune 500, all of it, that's $567 billion, and that still just gets us to 12:15 a.m. on February 29th, my birthday, leap year. Now, obviously, this isn't getting us where we need to go. We've taken every dime of profit from the big Fortune 500 companies, and it's a few weeks after the Super Bowl, so what do? Maybe we go back and we just grab all the corporate advertising, all that was spent, which was $200 million. That'll run the country for about 28 minutes. But why stop there? Let's take all of the ad money, all the 46 years of Super Bowls. That totals $5.2 billion. If somehow we could have a retroactive tax and get all 46 years of all the money ever spent, we'd still only be able to get to 12:15 p.m. on the same day, February 29th. Look, it's obvious that we're not just getting where we want to go, so we can't just throw it off the backs of corporations. So Iowa Hawk says, let's really go after what liberal politicians are asking. Let's soak those rich people. And we're going to do it by going after, let's start with, let's say, the athletes. They get these obscene sports salaries, and they're not really adding any value. So let's just take all of their salaries from both the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, Major League Baseball, not their endorsement deals, but all of their salaries. And let's also take the winnings of the PGA Tour and the money spent on NASCAR, put it all together. And that's $10.1 billion. Now I want you to remember, it takes $10.4 billion just to fund the country every day. So we don't even get a day out of it. Basically, it gets us to 11:35 a.m. on the next day, March 1st. After all this, we basically funded the country for 2 months. So look, forget the athletes. Take all their money, but that's obviously not going to be enough, so let's get to all the really rich people. Let's take 100% of every penny that anyone who makes above, say, $250,000 a year, certainly that'll take care of all of our financial needs for the country for at least a year, won't it? Let's see. According to the Census Bureau, the US Census Bureau, the number of households, US households that are at that number, there's 117.5 million. The percentage of those households that make over $250,000 a year now in that income range is almost 2%. But let's round it up to 2%. And let's take that number and find out what it is. So that number of households really above $250,000 in income right now is 2,350,716 households. The total income